Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today we are going for the first round of BRE around Austria. So here you're gonna see my first lap of the session. It wasn't a really good lap and you will soon see why. So here you can see why our first run of the session was so bad. We are coming up to this Williams car who still is in his AI, but you can see he isn't in his AI anymore. I spoke with the Williams guy afterwards and he said, yeah, I was still in my AI, sorry if I hold you up, but we could clearly see that he wasn't in his AI anymore. I didn't choose to report it because it was a first run, but let me know in the comments if you would have reported him. So here we are going for our second run in the session with 7 minutes left. I personally think it was a pretty good one, but it wasn't a solid run. My PB was a 0.3, so we are still far away from that, but you will see that during the lap.
Be in the same
so
place.
With that second run of the session we managed to get a P4, but we are still 4 tenths away from P1. Now the two Alpines in P1 and P2 are very rapid and are very good in qualifying. Our pace is more in the race, but we'll try to do our best in the final run and hopefully get or manage our PB to get a 0.3.
Everyone ready? Okay, let's go.
So here you can see we are starting our final run in the session, but we already made a huge mistake with the ERS. We still put it on average, but it should have been on hot lap. So that was quite a huge mistake, but maybe it comes back to us if we get some more ERS to use on the final straight. Because of that pretty good turn in, it wasn't the best turn I had there, but we still managed to get the exact same delta as a previous lap. So here we can bolt on, but here you can see we missed the apex slightly, which also sacrifices our exit a little bit, but we are still up by 800, so it was actually a really bad lap, the second run. So we are managing to improve here in the middle sector. We do get purple, but I think that's just another glitch in the game. But here you can see we are 1 tenth up, but that's far not enough to get pole. We already knew kinda that we weren't in a spot to get pole, but we get the P4 here and I'm quite happy with the lap. It's still far away from our PB, but for the first round of BRE we can definitely work from this, as I definitely know that the top 2 Alpines are quality merchants but not so good in the race. So we'll see how the race goes. Going down to turn 1. I was trying to look for maybe a move, but I was kind of a bit too far away, so I just sat behind here and waited for an opportunity, because I knew we got Dom in the Alpine and the other guy is a reserve, so they don't know really each other. So I didn't think they were gonna work together that much, and you're gonna see later in race that is definitely the case. So here he locks up, and then we're gonna try to make a move here. It's very tricky here, but we do actually send it down the inside, and we do get the position. So he got the dirty air of the Alpine in front of him, so that gave us a little bit of a edge to really make that move, and we made it stick. So we are now in P2, going into lap 2.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Here you can see DRS is already enabled, and I knew, because I practiced with Dom earlier, that he had high rings. So I just sent it down the inside here, because I knew I had the higher top speed. So we sent it down the inside and we made the move stick. Of course, we made sure to get the DRS here as well, to brake a little bit early before the detection point. So we made it possible to make the move stick, and we are still in P1.
Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Here, Dom in the Alpine is right behind us with the DRS, so he passes us. We try to defend from the other Alpine to stay in P2, which we do, but he goes wide Dom into the turn, so that gave us a very good run actually here. And we know with the high top speeds that we have compared to Dom, we are able to pass him, and he actually blocks his own teammate, which gives us the opportunity, but we kind of lock up. I went a bit too deep in the corner, but so does he. If he didn't lock up there, we might have crashed both there, but luckily it worked out. And here you can see we now have the dirty air, and his teammate is gonna pass us as well. Luckily we are able to defend from a Merc behind, so we're gonna be in P3 here.
When trailing the car ahead, they're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past.
The Alpines are actually going to switch positions here, so I thought maybe we can go have a shot at Dom here. We go down the inside, but we got a bit blurred out on our vision because of the smoke of the tire lockup, and we didn't make it work to get that P2, so we settled in for P3 for a while, but then we go on to lap 11, and you can see Dom already pits, so I knew there at that point he was going for 2-stop. The original plan was to go for 1-stop. I see that the Alpine is continuing as well, but here I made the decision to whether to go for a 1-stop or a 2-stop. I really thought the 1-stop had more potential, because you saved so much time with the stop, and you're gonna see later in the race if that works or not. So I was quite positive about it, so we went for the 1-stop. Of course the two Alpines are on a 2-stop, and they are our main competitors. I don't really worry about the Merc or a Ferrari behind me, because they were already quite far behind, so I had a big gap on them, but the Alpines are our main competitors here. So we're gonna see if the other Alpines pit this lap or not.
Gap to your teammate behind, 20.0 seconds.
So here you are gonna see 2 laps later from when Dom pitted, the Alpine's teammate, he is going to pit as well. So he tried to extend his medium stint a little bit as well. But you can already see the graining on our front tires on these mediums. The tire wear was insane. So quite a few laps later, we also pitted for the hard tire to complete our one stop. But I tried to extend the medium stint as much as possible. I was already on 58 tire wear percent, I think it was, and it was insane. The tires were completely destroyed, so I knew I had to take care of these hard tires as much as possible. So I couldn't fully push on them as well, because I knew I had to make them work. They needed to last until the end of the race. Here on lap 17 you can already see that we catched up to a teammate who is very nicely letting us pass, so huge thank you to him for not making it any harder than it already is, because yeah, I had to catch up some time here. So here we're coming up to the V Cup as well. Of course I'm pretty much friends with everyone in the league, so they're not gonna make it really hard for me. I'm also the reigning champion, so they know as well that I should be a little bit faster than them. So he lets us pass without a huge fight as well. But here the Merc already pits again. Dom already pitted as well. He is a few cars behind us. He went for a new set of hards. You can see that his teammate is still up ahead, 7 seconds. And the other Alpine pits as well. So I knew this is it. I had to put in very good times to keep them as long as I can behind, because as soon as they get DRS, it's pretty much over. So yeah, but I still had to watch out of the tires. The tire wear was insane. You're gonna see it was nearly impossible, but we actually did a pretty good job here. And Dom actually got a 3-second time penalty here for track limits. So that was a huge advantage to us. That's 3 extra seconds that we can run out. So here 5 laps remaining. We need those 5 quali laps right now. I didn't care about tires. I knew they were going to last. It was on the edge of a puncture, but I knew they were going to last. So I just fully sent it. I still had to watch out, but we actually got run into the back of him. I also didn't really report this. Maybe I could have, but it wasn't actually necessary. You're gonna see that very soon. But yeah, I had to watch out of lockups, that's for sure. And definitely the left rear tire, that was the hardest tire to watch out for. And here Dom actually sent it down or inside. It was a very good move from him. He also has a lot more grip than us, so it was actually pretty easy move from him. And then we gotta focus on staying in his DRS, trying to defend from his teammate behind us, who's actually on mediums. And his tires to the end were pretty bad as well, because the mediums didn't last, and there we got a warning for track limits. I was on 2 strikes already, I think, there, so we had to watch out for a time penalty as well. But yeah, you're gonna see we actually are managing to stay within his DRS for quite a long time. So yeah, I'm gonna let you watch here as his teammates get past us. Yeah, I'm not gonna put up a huge fight here because it would have lost me time to Dom, and I just needed to stay within the DRS of them. Yeah, to just try and pull me forward a bit with them, because you can see already the graining again on the tires, and look, they got a massive lockup. So that also helps me, because his tires were probably already bad as well. They could see they are pedaling so hard, and I was just hoping that they would collide together, but that might come true. Keep watching.
Okay, let's try and overtake them now.
So here we go, onto the final lap of the race. Our tires have a red warning, so they are very bad at this moment. We were trying to stick within the 3 seconds, but it was getting very hard to do that. So we were hoping on some sort of battle between our two Alpines. And you're gonna see here, they go onto the straight. I don't have the footage of it, but it's bad. The two Alpines crash into each other, and Dom gets taken out. He crashed, so we were able to pass him there, and we got promoted to P2. I was hoping that the Alpine in P1 would got a penalty for that, but it was actually Dom's fault. So yeah, we were stuck in P2 here, nothing we could do. We were hoping that he might get a 3-second time penalty here for track limits in these final corners, but he didn't. But the good news is that after the race, someone reported the winning Alpine here for an incident earlier on in the race, and he actually got a 5-second time penalty. So that promoted us to the victory of this race. So we're gonna round up BRE round 1 Austria with a victory here. We're gonna get in the 25 points, and that is at the moment the leading of this championship. And yep, that's the way to go to the championship win. Maybe we can win the prize pool of £100. So yeah, let's go.